I apologize in advance, guys. This is going to be literally the wonkiest eyeliner tutorial ever because I had a whole boatload of my eyeliners, like, all crap out on me at once. So I am going to take this opportunity as best I can to at least define what may be going wrong when you're doing your winged liner, because definitely I found a few of them on this one. So I always start out, if I'm doing my winged liner, with a marker or brush style eyeliner, like these are. I always start out by just doing the closest line I can to my natural lash line so that I know I've got that nice and smudged down in there, and I just kind of build up across from that. So you see that I am trying to use the tip of this brush, but I'm having to resort to using the side of it a bit, which is okay for these nice flat lines like this, but this one is drying out, so I'm having to use a lot more pressure than I normally would have to use. I apologize, my head shrunk down, or scooched down here. But I'm having to use a lot more pressure here than I normally would have to use. And that's part of why I'm getting that jagged line, because I'm not gliding over the skin, I'm pushing on the skin, which is stretching the skin out, so when the tension is relieved, you get that wrinkle look. I'm not gonna lie, I wanted to illustrate the angles that you use for this and a way you can do this, but I never actually use the brush to do this. I eyeball it. So this was not really the best idea I ever had in my life, and also it smeared. So, yeah. In general, though, you want to follow the line of your eye from the bottom of your eye, not the top. And you want to connect that in the direction of the tail of your eyebrow. So I generally, if not always, do my eyebrows before I do my eyeliner, just because it helps. But if you don't do them in that order, then you're going to want to make your eyebrow tail match where you've done your eyeliner too. So the next thing that's all jacked up here, I started doing the flick or the upward stroke too far out on my eye. So I ended up with that little square bit down at the bottom corner that you can see. And I end up having to bring this one further out to make them match. And again, I'm having to use too much pressure. So that's just all a sketchy, crappy line. So if you're having that problem, or if you're seeing that non-smooth, even though you're pretty sure your hand is being steady and your eye is being steady, it's probably that your eyeliner needs replaced. This one is just not behaving. That's the end of that. Yeah. That is one of the crappiest eyeliner jobs I have done in a long time. So, it definitely doesn't necessarily have to be you, because I'm not gonna lie, I've been drawing a winged liner since way before it was cool, and I feel like I'm totally okay at it at this point. So here's eyeliner number 2. This is the Physicians Formula 2-in-1 lash boosting eyeliner serum something. It's like the longest name in history. Normally I really like this one. This one just like gave up the ghost here. It's like fraying, and normally this one, the reason that I really like it is the brush holds together for a really long time, because that's usually the death of these eyeliners, is not that they dry out, but that the brush just splays out and no longer will give you a nice sharp line. So I grabbed my tweezers and tried to pull that out and like salvage this one for the moment. So yeah, that didn't really work out so hot, as you're gonna see. You can see that it is just not marking at all. And it just that one just like super died. This is me putting it in the garbage can. Sadness. Digging, 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 digging. Haha, NYX Epic ink. That I don't know which direction I should hold it, but whatever. At this point, I am like super flustered and just irritated, so, you know, whatever. I kind of am going through these in order of operations because I really, really like the double take. And it actually has a marker tip, so the brush doesn't flay out, but it does dry out like super fast. So I really like the Physicians formula because it does have the brush and it doesn't dry out as fast, but then you do have the problem of the brush flaying out. The Epic ink is a fabulous drugstore eyeliner, but it does have a couple of issues that I really don't like about it. If you get too close to your waterline, I don't know if it has alcohol or something in it, but at least for me, it irritates my eyes. And my eyes have a tendency to water if I get that too close to my eyes, and then it just bleeds and runs everywhere. So I have definitely had some accidental smoky days where that happened, and I just had to, you know, roll with it. I don't like that about it, and I feel like of all of the eyeliners that I do like, it has the least long-lasting brush. I feel like the brush on it wears out and splays out super fast. I definitely don't think I have ever finished an Epic ink before the brush was the thing that gave out. It overall does have just a bit of a tendency to bleed as well, as you can see in this application here. So it goes on fairly smoothly, but it has a tendency just to kind of bleed and run, especially if you have any creasing in your eyes whatsoever. And I'm not 16 anymore, so I do. So I kind of sometimes just have to keep touching it up, and that's basically what I had to do here. And it just kept getting bigger and smearier and just overall not as precise as I normally would like my eyeliner to be. At this point, you can see what I'm talking about the brush kind of splaying out and not giving you that crisp point. And that's ultimately when I called it on that one and had to dig for eyeliner number 4. So this is probably the next one down the totem pole for me. This is the EYEKO Skinny Liquid Liner. I haven't been using this one for very long, so I may end up changing my opinion over time. I haven't been super impressed with it, to be honest with you. I don't feel like the marker tip is as sharp as it ought to be, but clearly on this particular occasion, it was the best of what I had to work with here. So it's the one that finally hung in there, which this one is actually new for the most part, so that makes sense that it would. But it has a marker tip on the end of it, very similar to the Tarteist Double Take, and I don't know why. I don't know how to hold my head in the frame, so sorry about that. Zoop back again. Just kind of finishing this whole thing up. I'll try to speed up this end part as much as I can, but definitely in this whole little endeavor, I learned 2 things. 1, make sure your eyeliners are new and in good working order before you try to film an eyeliner tutorial. And 2, film your video from further back because you can always zoom it in post-processing and actually track your face. So sorry about all of that. But yeah, we went through not 1, not 2, and not 3, but 4 eyeliners in this little process. And I realized that, you know, most people probably don't have all this crap in their drawer. So you're using the same one, and if it's not working, you're just continuing to use it. So probably if you are experiencing issues like this, because this is definitely salvaged but not great, as far as my eyeliner goes. Probably the first step is to try a new eyeliner and possibly try a different eyeliner. Different things work well for different people. And it really just is your personal preference. So I was having just a wonderful day. To add insult to injury, my bad gal Bang decided that this was the day that it was going to dry up and be flaky and just not cooperate. So I ended up with, on top of my eyeliner, some clumpy eyelashes and just overall not the length that I'm used to getting from this mascara. You can see I poke myself in the eye because I'm trying to like actually get a product onto my lashes. And so this is also an example of, it doesn't necessarily have to be too old to have just decided to give it up. So speeding it up here, because I'm pretty sure you guys don't want to watch me stab myself in the eyes with dead mascara for, however long. I hope you enjoyed this and I hope it was helpful, because it definitely is a thing that happens and it happens to us all. So thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.